Welcome back to Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic/slash Non-Classic. This is episode number 711 and Doubleshot number 615. Two more volumes of the series Saga by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. First up, it is Volume 3, which contains issue 1318. Yeah, even though, yes, I did review Volume 4 before I reviewed this, but I didn't have it at that point, but now I do. Yep. With this one, this character on the cover, Gwendolyn. Yep, Lena finally gets a chance to meet her. Yep. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, this kind of basically loosely sets up the whole thing. What happens with Prince Robot? Basically, he's on a mission before he finds out, like before he just does whatever he wants. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else here. It's been a little while since I read this. Yeah. Mostly it's just her going with her grandmother, Hazel going to grandmother, seeing what looks like Alina's mother. Gwendolyn can make out with a guy called the Will. Yeah, the slave girl even tries to bite him one point. That was a little weird. Yeah, and they also meet the writer. Yeah, the writer of the novel that gets loosely adapted into a play that Lena stars in. Yeah, good chance to meet him. And this is also the first time that Prince Robot IV actually meets the main characters. Because he's been hunting for them all along and finally get a chance to meet him. Yep. Excuse me, which I find interesting. And still pretty good book. I'm going to give this book 9.5 out of 10. Next up is Volume 5, which contains issues, let's see, 5 times 6. Oh yeah, 25 to 30. Yep, 25 to 30. This one picks up right where the last leaves off, the whole thing of the janitor who killed Prince Robot IV's wife and took his son, who they later name him Squire later on. Yeah, and Marco at one point blames the fashion designer who basically he's kind of like an alien with long green hair about the whole thing with drugs. Yeah, he even tries to get addicted to drugs at one point, and they even show at one point of possibly some point before Hazel was born, where him and Leah were doing it while she was still pregnant with Hazel. Yeah, and him talking about Gwendolyn. Well, also they also show a flashback. Well, they mentioned something about a character who was. He says when he was younger, he actually hit an actual girl on purpose. Well, yeah, and then they later show apparently that Marcos was very abusive towards him, where he ripped off his shirt, and then he took off his own belt and whipped his own son. Yeah, Marcos father did him. I'm like, wow. I actually quite happy they didn't show the markings on his back. It's like you show it briefly and then move on. But yeah, this particular flashback was unnecessary to show. You could just reference it in a line of dialogue, but no, you had to show it. That's the only negative about this thing. Also, the janitor, yeah, he later gets killed by Prince Robot IV. Yep. This, I'm actually not surprised that he's the one to do it. After all, he is a trained soldier, so I don't have a problem with him doing that. But this kind of loosely wraps up that particular storyline. But yeah, and also Prince Robot IV kind of stays with them, and still is with them to this very day. I will talk about what's going on with him and another woman who's part of Marco's family. I'll talk about that next episode. I'm going to give this one a 9.5 out of 10. It's really good. Yeah. Hazel at this point, I think, is supposed to be about 2. Yes. That's one thing you can say that's interesting about the series, is that these characters actually age in real time. Like, for example, Hazel was born at the start of the series. Currently, she's about 4 years old right now. 4 years old. Yep, she's 4 years old. And of course, the stuff. Now, I don't have Volume 6, so don't expect that review in the next episode. I'm going to review Volume 8, which is, I think, the most recent trade to be released when it comes to Saga. Let me look up up here. Yeah, as far as I know, I think Saga is the most recent. I'll talk about it next episode, but yep. So yeah, um, that's really it. Not much else to say about these two books. Both really good. Next episode, we'll talk about one of the more recent trades with Saga and our trade Paper Girls. Yep, I'm actually going to continue to talk about Paper Girls, okay? But until I see you all in my next episode, bye.